do stupid things over and over again.
That's a great bit of advice. And what another great bit of awesome that we have for you guys today is that we have old school DBR member Hella with his Peach versus OP's
Reeve.
Reeve.
He's from the Midwest, one of the quiet regions. I always say, like, he's one of the true hidden bosses. I have a lot of respect for his play.
Okay. What about his play that you find that should be respected or should be known?
It came out to be surprisingly really clean. You know, I've watched a couple of his videos. I think he's asked me for match critiques in the past when I used to stream those, and I noticed he was pretty clean for the most part and just needed experience in the weirder matchups.
Now, there are not too many Peaches in the Midwest. Where exactly is Reeve from?
I'm gonna probably butcher it. It's probably Minnesota.
Yeah.
I like to say one of those Midwestern states. So one thing I just really like from Reeve is look at how cornered Hella feels. I haven't really seen Hella have any sort of stage control.
Yeah.
And that's how Marth should be playing this matchup.
No, it feels like, yeah, Hella has been definitely on the right side of the stage for the majority of this match.
Yeah.
A little more than a minute down, and uh-oh.
All right. And this is where, you know, this is where you can kind of test a Marth's patience, right? Because there's no move that really kills, and this is where, you know, a really solid Marth player can see a lot of trouble and lose matches is in these scenarios where they have a % lead, but they can't seem to get a direct kill. And then the YOLO forward smashes, the crazy jumps start coming in, and it ends up sabotaging themselves.
And it's interesting because I know how long Hella has been playing for, and you would think that older players or players that had more experience with the game would be the ones that would have a little bit more patience. But it feels like Reeve is just definitely waiting him out and just gradually taking up more and more space.
Well, this is what he's doing, you know, what he should be doing to make the Peach miserable. Now let's see what Hella can do. I would say he has possession, offensive possession right now, now that he has the stage.
Interesting choice in DI.
He has center stage, and he takes the kill. And one thing you could watch, I like to bring up the aspect of turnovers, is, you know, when they have control of the stage and they have momentum, how long does it take for them to give up that offensive possession? So now Reeve has center stage. Started about 5:35, he loses it. Now Hella has stage.
And oh, incredible edge guard there from Hella, and he gets the stock. Nice job.
Hella used to play a lot with Bob Money.
Yes.
So he has a lot of experience playing Peach, and so Peach versus Marth, and so that's why we see those little tidbits, the little glimmers of magic.
Interesting choice there, and that side B to up tilt punish from Marth, that works usually at a higher %, but it's not a true combo, correct?
What a lot of people find out is that you can actually crouch it. So, you know, we used to say, like, against Jigglypuff, side B to up tilt is amazing.
Yeah.
But Puffs can crouch cancel it, they can DI away, and so it doesn't work anymore against players that know how to, you know, prevent the up tilt from connecting.
Ooh, it's back to center.
Oh.
Wow, great combo with the Stitch.
I think that Stitch actually saved him. Or the forward air after the Stitch saved him. All right. Dunk.
And it's curtains for the Peach.
Wow, I didn't think that forward air was going to kill. All right. Let's see if Reeve can fight for his space back. You know, he tried to wall his way in. This is actually really kind of difficult to deal with because Peach has a really hard time closing space, but once she's near you, she can do a lot of different things. All right, now Reeve has center stage. Kind of gives it up a little bit. Played a little scared, but gets Hella cornered.
Okay. Now I feel where Hella excels at is getting these edge guard, these key
Oh, that's another Stitch. Sorry.
No, these key steals and these key KOs when Marth is off stage.
All right, this is so close.
No, they're already tied in %. Oh wow, going back and forth.
little greedy on the aerial, and that's probably it.
No, we let him on.
Oh, he wanted another back air there.
Oh. Not so good to approach the Peach like that, and there it is.
So really close. I thought Reeve was playing a little bit greedy on when Peach was floating from above.
Yeah.
Peach has a timer there, and she eventually has to come down. And I never really liked, competing at that range, especially if the Peach knows how to react to you trying to chase her up there. And
that was the deciding factor for that last stock, because Reeve went up to actually just forward air the Peach while she was approaching down, and they got the trade where she got the forward air and knocked him off.
Yeah.
So that was a key thing there. Oh. What do you think about this choice? Reeve decided to go to Pokemon Stadium.
Based on the way he was playing with the corner pressure, I actually wouldn't have minded, a Yoshi's or a Battlefield type of pick. But the platforms work out nicely for Marth. You can get tippers on those two platforms. So it's kind of like an FD in a strange sense with tipper platforms.
And would Peach ever actually utilize the platforms for movement or any sort of positioning?
No. General rule of thumb is first to jump is first to die, or first to get caught jumping into nothing usually dies. So both characters want to stay grounded, because unless you for some reason like to get down smashed on platform, there should be no reason for the Marth to have any kind of interaction that's negative. Up tilts work.
Nice. And you can see there that I guess Reeve was really fishing for that up tilt kill. He did the side B to up tilt and then an up tilt again immediately after. Do you feel like that type of repetitive play can kind of get predictable?
Well, what's Peach's answer to that,
Okay, good point.
There are certain situations where I think it's perfectly okay to run the same play like 50 times in a row if your opponent doesn't have an answer. And yeah, it could be considered scrubby or quote-unquote cheap, but if your opponent can't adapt to it or their character's incapable, why not?
Nice. And while the previous match looked like they were quite even, I feel like Reeve's really running away with this one.
Yes. All right, that was a really good spacing to beat the down tilt, because Marth down tilt is actually really painful for a lot of characters to deal with, especially with characters with slow jumps, because you either have to just run in and shield deep, or hope they miss space, or out time it. All those are not the easiest to do.
I was about to say, because the down tilt has IASA frames, right? So
yes. All right, there we go. I almost feel like Peach, characters like Peach get a life bar extension, and what I mean by that is, if Peach passes the 80, the 80% threshold, it's like they gain a second life. With the number of neutral games that Marth has to really win to seal the kill.
Interesting walling there from Reeve. And this is just all extra credit for every straight hit that he gets in here.
Yes. But slowly this lead is shrinking.
Yeah.
From where we started. Okay. In theory, Hala's going to have a really difficult time getting out of this position. And as I say that, Reeve messes it up.
But Reeve is still doing was doing a great job of keeping him cornered, because he just kept pushing him in there. Wow, great tech.
Lives.
Look how focused Reeve is.
Yes.
I did not see him blink for a solid 10, 15 seconds.
All right. Really good. Reeve was trying to fight for stage again. Hala played safe, let Reeve whiff, and then punish after. So sometimes you want to give a little space, especially, you know, if they're going to overshoot their aerials.
Yeah.
And there's risk to that in the sense that if you pull back far enough, they whiff, they throw everything, and then you just hit them after.
Now I noticed that Hella approached back onto the stage with his recovery twice with the air dodge. Uh-oh. I mean, is that really a good option for someone like Reeve, who seems to be baiting him out?
I think you answered your own question there with that statement.
I really did, huh?
Yeah.
Oh.
All right. So if he just plays position like this, he should be able to scrape this out. No reason for him to get hit. Good stuff. 2 stock on Pokemon Stadium. Now it's 1-1. I assume Dreamland's going to be banned. What's your pick on?
So my pick for this is, well, if I were Hella, I would think, I don't know. I would, me being the Scrubby player that I am, I would consider FOD just for the platform play and just kind of the jankiness of it. But then, I guess
you're right.
Yeah.
Good job.
I got my gold star for the day, dude.
Yes.
Okay. So, from my perspective, it would seem that Hello. Oh! And never mind, I'll just shut up.
Wow.
Early stock goes to Reeve. Good stuff.
Good mash out. Okay, so I feel like Hella is now in panic mode to get Zero to Death. We saw 2 Desperation Dash attacks come out already, and usually when those Dash attacks come out, they're really reaching to try to make a play. And so sometimes, you know, if I take an early lead, I know that they're going to play super aggressive.
Yeah.
And I could just kind of play back a bit and just bait and bait and bait.
It feels like Hella is just holding onto that ledge and just kind of keeping it close, like some kind of a security blanket almost.
Yeah.
Oh, great call from OP Reeve. Nice.
It's kind of an interesting dilemma because, you know, this is best of 3. There's bans. I really don't know of a better stage Hella could have picked. Maybe Battlefield. Yeah, I don't know.
I think this was the best option. Originally, my reasoning was just for the height of the platforms, and maybe he'd be able to jank out with like a down smash.
Yeah.
But even then, I feel that Hella doesn't really utilize platforms in that way. That's just not his playstyle.
Well, was he given... It doesn't seem like he's getting much opportunity.
Oh.
I mean, like, the first 2 stocks, you got Zero to Death, and then the heals in the corner for the second stock.
Yep. And that's just the interesting mix of styles, right? Like, how would you describe, from after 2 matches now of watching OP Reeve play, how would you describe his style as a Marth?
I mean, he doesn't... I mean, I feel like it's very textbook, which isn't a bad thing, but, you know, doesn't take, you know, unnecessary risks, you know, plays the stage. It's basically what you should be doing as Marth. So, I mean, that's one of the things that's coming out. Oof.
Wow, Thundercats?
Yes. But that's like one of the things, right? You know, with a match like Peach, you know, you try to be too cute and too creative, and you're gonna get punished really hard. Like, why play to those risks when your character has a clear advantage, and as long as you play, you know, and cater to your character's strengths and Peach's weaknesses, you pretty much win the matchup. There we go. Hal is playing a lot more aggressive overall.
And I like this. I guess I just like the coverage from OP Reeve. She's utilizing those forward airs, just keep pushing Hella to like specific spots, even when he's not in the corner. Ooh, like the trick to the grab.
Well, that's the thing. There's a certain distance just outside of Peach's dash attack range where you can pretty much just react with like wave dash back down tilt. And Peach has a really hard time other than using... Ooh, good
wow.
Peach has a really hard time, you know, getting horizontal space. The only thing he really has is dash attack, which granted is a pretty strong move. But the only game plan you have to do is wave dash back down tilt or block. And so, really strong play from Reeve. Unfortunate for Hella, he couldn't really get much momentum in Game 3.
And you could tell that Reeve was definitely proud of himself. He gave himself kind of like a little pat on the leg. He was happy with that win.
Yeah. So I think, you know, if you're from a region that's not as well represented, you want to make a name for yourself every time. And so hopefully, he makes it deep into bracket. I think he's a really solid player, and I hope to, see him at more events.
That's actually a great point. These nationals are an opportunity for I guess, out of region, small town players to really get their name out there.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have another NorCal treat for you guys. I see a familiar-looking beanie on a familiar-looking face up there. Who's that fox mate from NorCal, Mr. Topikins?
If I could see it from the
Oh, you didn't see it go? Okay. That is Phil.
Okay, now I see him.
Yeah.
He's on the monitor.
That's Phil of Phil and Homemade Waffles fame, commentary duo extraordinaire. And this wonderful gentleman to his left or to his right, not familiar with, but I'm digging the shirt.
I don't know who he is.
Sounds like a fox Twitter, though.
All right. So he's Whoop-de-Wop.
Or Whoop-de-Whoop. Whoop-de-Wop. I like Whoop-de-Wop.
Yeah. And this is winners finals of the pool. So congrats to Phil for making it that far, and congrats to Whoop-de-Wop.
So if you can see right there on the camera, Phil has written in that he's from Iceland. So Phil has moved to Iceland, probably to one of those crazy cities that I can't pronounce, like 17